What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. A subscriber asked that we take a look at some of the sales prices on eBay for modern proof cards. We all saw the vintage Revenge of the Jedi Kenner proof cards that sold at Hakes here this past auction, but in terms of modern stuff, there are still some good deals out there for modern proof cards, whether it's vintage collection or some of these other early 2000s and on toy lines. So I wanted to take a closer look at some of those. The first we're going to take a look at is this 2004 Force Unleashed. I think it's a Force Unleashed or something like that toy line. There was a number of characters in that line. They were kind of like in between. They were kind of a hybrid. They looked kind of tough and everything, but it was almost in a cartoony way. And there were a bunch of different characters in the line. One of them is this one, the Bosk figure. And these proof cards, I believe, were given out at either a San Diego Comic-Con or a Star Wars Celebration. I can't remember. But I picked out the Bosk just because I found this one for sale on eBay, and it was so cheap. There are examples like this that were signed by all of the artists and all the designers that were part of the toy line. I've seen them. They have like 7 or 8 different autographs on them. But this one is the unautographed version of Bosk. And this proof card was it's only $10 plus another $10 shipping. There's one that's sold, one that's still available right now. That's a pretty good deal, in my opinion, for a really cool looking piece of art. I think that, in a sliding acrylic case or, graded, they really do present nicely. And this is a really cool one. I just thought it looked really nice and it was worth pointing out. And another line that you often find from the 2007 Star Wars Celebration that were giveaways are these 30th anniversary collection. And I've got a few of them, but this is one I don't have. This is kind of like a welcome to Star Wars Celebration card. It has kind of an homage to the original Star Wars movie poster. It's a really cool proof card that has the same size and everything, and the back is a different back to the card versus the 30th anniversary collection, but it's the same kind of shape. And on the back, you can see where it says, "Welcome to Star Wars Celebration." It says 4, I think. I think that's a 4. I thought it was, yeah, Star Wars Celebration 4, I think is what it says. A gathering that marks the 30th anniversary of the epic fantasy cherished by millions of fans. So these were given out to, certain members or early members maybe of that attended the show, but it's a really cool kind of proof card. There are a number of other examples, though, that were given out at that same Star Wars Celebration, and one of them is this one, the Darth Vader proof card. I've got this one graded 95, or I believe it's 95. It might even be a 95 plus. I can't remember. But this is a really nice high-grade example of the one I have. And this one looks pretty clean, too. This one is just in kind of like a sliding acrylic case, kind of like a top loader. And they're not very expensive. This one was $20 plus $5 shipping. Both of those did sell. And I think that was the only one I pulled up. But there is a Luke Skywalker that I just sold on the Facebook group. Mine was graded 95. But there's a Luke Skywalker like this one, and then also a Stormtrooper. It is really, really expensive to grade proof cards, at least here in the U.S. I don't think UKG charges like a prototype premium type of thing. But here in the U.S., AFA and CAS both charge a premium. There's about an extra $50 on top of the typical charge for grading an item. With CAS and AFA, it runs about $100 per proof card. So it's pretty pricey. And that excludes shipping to and from the grading companies. But I believe in the UKG does not do that. I'm not positive on that because I've never dealt with UKG. But anecdotally, someone told me that if you wanted to get a proof card graded, it costs, the standard kind of 40 to 50 pounds. But here in the U.S., you can double that pretty easily for grading a proof card. But anyway, that's one that I do have in my collection, graded by CAS. It's a really cool kind of design to it. This is one I would like to add at some point. I just like the way that one looks, and it's kind of a nice, display piece. Now let's dig into some of the vintage collection proof cards. These were given out at SDCC in both 2010 and 2011, if memory serves. Don't quote me on that. But the early ones were the Ultimate Galactic Hunt foil proof card backs, and there were a number of different ones available. Here's one for General Grievous that's in kind of a scratched up top loader, but there's one for Commander Cody, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all with that foil proof, and you can get them punched or unpunched. This one was punched. It sold for $35 plus $5 shipping. Now, there's only a limited number of these, folks, and it's amazing to me that for the most part, these have not increased in price like you would expect them to be when there's such a limited number of them. One of them has increased in price that we're going to go over in a little while, but most of them are pretty reasonable still to find. Here was an SDCC VC09 proof card for Boba Fett. This is one I do have in my collection. This one's kind of tough to find unpunched, I've found. In general, most of them are punched, like this one. But I do know some collectors that have this one unpunched. This one did have a little bit of edge wear, as you can see. These are highly, highly sensitive if you're looking for some really, really nice high-grade examples, because these were given out at SDCC, so most people grabbed them, they put them in a bag or something, and they kind of got jostled around over the day or over the weekend. And unless they happen to have a top loader or like a star case for it, they did tend to get a little bit of damage. So this is a good example of that. But this one sold for $40, and again, that's Boba Fett. That's one I've got in my collection, graded 90 by CAS. But, this one, again, was $45 after shipping. The way to get these, I think, is to find somebody that has a group of them together for sale. And these were the 4 that came together in that this is the 2011, I believe. It might have been, no, I'm sorry, these were 2010. These were 2010 along with the Galactic Hunt foil ones. But these were the 4 non-foil proof cards that came as part of that SDCC set. And you can see this is the unpunched example of that Boba Fett. So it's really hard to find that one, I've found. The other ones are fairly easy to find unpunched. But you got Han Solo Echo Base, you got Luke Skywalker Bespin Fatigues, and then the Vader. And now that I think about it, I think this is the one that I have that's the highest graded item in my collection. It was a 95 plus by CAS. But this is the way to buy them. Instead of buying them individually, find a seller that lists them, and there's a number of them that do this, that sells them all together. And these were 60, let's call it a little over 70, 65 to 70 bucks for all 4 of them together. So this is the way to buy them, in my opinion, versus buying them individually like this. So that's a good example of that. Now, there was also a Hasbro card back artist or engineer, somebody involved with the making of these card backs, that was on site for that SDCC. I don't remember what his first name is. I want to say it's Daniel Reeves. I know his last name is Reeves, but I can't remember his I can't remember his first name. I think it's Daniel though. But anyway, this is one where he was at the SDCC and he was signing these for folks at the SDCC on-site booth when these were being handed out. So this is one that was got the Vader that's signed and then an unsigned punched Han Solo. That one sold for $26 plus free shipping. Here's another one with a batch that you got them for $30 on free shipping. So just, if these are of interest to you, just be on the lookout for them because they do pop out fairly regularly. They're becoming less and less regular though because, they're starting to fall into collections where people want to hold on to them. Here is one I do have. This was a gift to me from Boss Bounty, fellow YouTuber. He sent me a beautiful B-Wing pilot, Kian Farlander. And this one sold for $40 plus $6 shipping. This seller had 3 of them. All 3 of them did sell, but that's what it looks like. And it's got kind of the classic TVC 1.0 card back on the back of that one. So VC63, nice unpunched one, but that's one I do have in my collection, graded by CAS. This is one I do not have. I like this one. This is the Revenge of the Jedi TIE Fighter pilot. Really nice unpunched one here. I'd like to get that one. That one was listed for $50, best offer accepted, plus $6 shipping. Now the most expensive one, and not surprisingly, is the Princess Leia in her slave outfit. I believe, I can't remember, it's VC64. VC64, Princess Leia. This one historically was not that expensive, but now that we've seen the slave Leia go up in price, because I think at this point we're all pretty confident that Princess Leia in this outfit is not going to be re-released. It's just kind of a different environment. I think Hasbro would take too much flack from the politically correct type side of things, and just the Me Too movement and other kind of factors I think would preclude Hasbro from ever re-releasing the Princess Leia in her slave outfit as a figure. And that's why that figure has jumped up in price so much, I think, too. And combined with the fact that, people have the slave, the barge, the sail barge. So people probably want that one on a beater card or loose. But, this proof card is one of the few that has really jumped in price. But this is a less expensive one. This one sold for $62 on March 5th. Here was another one that sold for $99. And then here was another one where this seller over in the UK had two of them, and they both sold for 93 British pounds or 122 US dollars. So that one is definitely creeping up in price and probably will remain the most expensive of these STCC giveaways. Here's another one here. There are proof cards for non-STC or non, Star Wars Celebration giveaways. Those are pretty pricey though. They come up irregularly, but they do come up. They can kind of range for $200 to $400 has been about the going rate. You might get it for cheaper in an auction, but here was another one. This one was a Princess Leia slave outfit proof card. It came with a sliding acrylic case, and that one sold for $167.50. That one sold on February 14th. So that's probably the highest price I've seen for that proof card so far, but time will tell whether that will go up in price. I only found a couple of these TVC proof cards that were graded that were for sale. This one was an AFA 8.5 SDCC giveaway Boba Fett. This one was punched, and again it was graded 8.5 on the modern scale. That one sold for $100 plus $15 shipping. Here's another one. This is the Revenge of the Jedi R2-D2 proof card, and it was a very, very high grade example. It was 9.75, so nearly flawless, and it was listed for $300. And it was best offer accepted. I didn't look up what the final sales price was, but probably in that $250 range is my guess. But that's the most expensive of these giveaways that I saw. Here is the label on that one. It's labeled Revenge of the Jedi, but I believe that this was a STCC giveaway as well. Finally, I want to show this one. This is kind of a combination where it had the proof card. It was graded 90 plus by CAS, and this is kind of the Legacy Collection Ewok proof card, and it came with two prototype Legacy Collection Ewoks. So it had the Paplu first shot prototype along with, I can't remember pronounce his name, but Niho. I don't know how you pronounce it, but this is, let me see, get the picture of the back. Here it is. We got the two Ewoks. No, Apak and Paplu are the two Ewoks. So he's got the proof card graded separately, and then he had a 2-pack, kind of a custom case with first shot prototypes of the figures that came with that card back. So that was really nice. It was graded 90 for the figures, and then the proof card was graded 90 plus. And that one sold for $350 on free shipping. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal on some really nice prototype figures that were already graded, plus the proof card. I mean, the proof card and the prototypes alone, you're probably talking $200 just in grading fees. So you're probably, you're getting the two prototype figures plus the proof card for about $150 once you factor out the cost of grading those items. So I think that was a pretty good deal, whoever got those. But anyway, just some examples of some modern prototype and proof card type of items that are for sale and are out there. You just got to keep an eye out for them. There's certainly others. There just wasn't any kind of recent data that I thought was worth talking about, or I could find readily available on eBay for the last 3 months or so. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I try to meet subscriber demands for certain videos when I can, but this is one that was asked for by a subscriber, and I just thought I'd kind of show you some recent prices for those. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.